What's up, congratulators? It's another episode here on the Ultimate Psychology channel. I'm Xavier Garcia. Today we're going to be talking about, are you relationship champ or relationship chump? So we're going to go over the 3 C's, the 3 standards of love. Now in love is free. Love is not to be controlled, okay? It's uncontrollable anyways. So when you're in a loving relationship of intimacy, we want to uphold these standards and not rules, because we don't want to control our partners, but we want to be living up to our highest, best standards of relating with one another. So the first C in becoming a relationship champion is communication, okay? Obviously everyone talks about it, oh, we don't communicate enough, we need to talk more, or he never says anything, he just shuts down like a clam, or even when it comes to texting, all forms of communication. We need to really master this skill set. So the number one, if we go about it like 1A, so communication A, is going to be speaking directly. Okay, you want to speak directly with your partner, whether you're man or woman. You want to speak directly to your partner, so that way you address them, and you know that they know that you're speaking to them, and there's no beating around the bush, and we can just talk about these subjects openly and honestly. Okay, and that goes into my next one, openly. And to get to the gut of the issues, whether we're arguing or even if we're expressing love, we need to have full expression of ourselves. We need to let it all on the table, put everything on the table so that there's nothing left behind. So that way you're fully known, you're fully transparent, and the other person can see where you're coming from, and they can help you get to know what your message actually truly is. Then you guys get a greater depth of knowing and understanding one another. 1C, so we talked about speaking directly, speaking openly, and now honestly. You really want to speak to the gut of the issue, because that's where the healing is, that's where the love is at, that's where the transformation takes place. So speak your truth, and that doesn't mean that you're a jerk or you're harsh, but it does mean that you're getting to what's really bothering you, or what the true expression of your love really truly is. Okay, so that's number 1, communication. Number 2, in upholding the standards of love and becoming a relationship champion, is contribution. Now we got to give. So we go to relationships to give, not to get. It's not about what's in it for me. It's how can I serve you better. And of course we know that's like, a great law of karma. You get what you give. And so let's put the other person first. Let's put them first in our lives. Of course, only second to God, but number 1 in your life. That's the best priority for this person. Contribution, first fruits. First fruits is like a concept, is a biblical concept, meaning that back in the Old Testament times, the Jews, when they would have crops, and the first harvest of their crops, they would sacrifice and give to the Lord. Just like, why would you give your first crops, your first and best, to God, to the Lord? Shouldn't we keep that for ourselves? Well, the thing is, it's an act of good faith, and it's also an act of worship, knowing that you put Him first, or you put your lover first, and that when you're doing the right thing, when you're putting your spouse first, the universe abhors the vacuum and will support you and supply you with that great act of generosity. So, one great example for myself is when I come home from work and my wife's there at home, I go and I greet her first. And I love my daughter. She's my world, she's my child. But she has to know that mommy's the number 1 priority. And so I go to mama and I ask her how was her day, my wife, my lover, how was her day, and we spend a little moment of our time first before I go play with the kids. Okay, and that's just one example, one demonstration of how you can put your lover first and giving them your first fruits. So however whatever that is in your life, you continue to do those things on a regular basis, whether it be ritualistic or just any opportunity that you have, opening the door for them, figure out what it is for you, and you'll see the domino effect from putting your lover, your spouse first fruits. 2B, so under contribution, the second part of our contribution section, standards, is 100% satisfaction. So, can anybody make anybody happy? Who knows? I don't know. Yeah, of course you can. You get to know your partner. When you have this communication in place, you know what makes them work, what makes them tick, what lights them up, what rings their bell. And you want to continually, if you're giving your first and your best to them, that's step 1. But you also have to know what lights them up, what pleases them. So you're giving your best, your 100% effort, and you're meeting their needs. And we have to talk about what their needs are. What are your needs? How can I meet your needs better? Because we might not know. We might think that they like to get massages, back rubs or shoulder rubs, but really they'd probably like it if you throw out the trash for them, and that shows that you're doing extra work. So we all have different 5 love languages. You can check out that book. It's not mine. And I'll write the guy's description, his information down below in the description. But it's a great book, and it tells you how you can best love your lover, and the 5 ways that they like to be loved. And of course, there's probably more other ways that your person, your lover, loves to be loved. Just ask them directly, openly, and honestly. So that's meeting up to their needs 100% satisfaction. And yes, it can be done with the communication. The number 3rd part here in contribution is extra mile. So now that you've met their needs, you're giving them your best, you're meeting them at 100% satisfaction, they're feeling like they're on cloud 9. Well, hey man, you know the secret sauce. Go the extra mile. Keep pounding that thing, man, until you bless them so much that they can't even pay you back, that they're lost and they want to make you theirs forever for the rest of their lives. And they begin to like worship you in a way because you mean so much to them and you become invaluable. Not worship them like God, but you know how I mean, like how lovers do. So those are the 3 concepts for contribution. You got to give them your first fruits, your first and your best, meet their needs to 100% satisfaction, and go the extra mile. This is for relationship champions, guys. We're not just contenders, we're champions. Okay, so the last standard here of love and becoming a relationship champion and not a relationship chump is commitment. Oh, that's a big scary word. We all know in our culture, it's got men got a bad rap. We're scared to commit, and we can get into some of those reasons why later. But when you do commit to your lover, to your partner, to your spouse, you got to commit in public. You think, well, X, man, this is a private affair. Nobody needs to be all in my business. Ain't nobody's business. But here's the thing: we want to be in public when we make commitments because we have other people that we're accountable to. We have accountability to them. When I married my wife, we did it in public. It was a public ceremony, and not only was God was our witness, but I promised her, I promised my stepdaughter, I promised her family, I promised my family, before all the world. We even put it on Facebook Live that I'm committed to her for the rest of my life, and that I'll always be faithful to her. So that's the way to make a great big commitment. It upholds a standard, and when times get tough, you remember that accountability, and those things. People will come flocking to you when things get difficult or challenging, and they'll remind you of the commitment that you made, the vows that you made. So it's very powerful to keep you connected, okay? And those challenging times don't come as much when you have the communication and you have the contribution being reciprocated in your relationship, and you're just doing it out of your love, out of your loving heart, because you're a relationship champion. Number 2, do it with pride. Okay? Be happy. Don't commit to these people. Don't invest any time with this person if you're not going to be proud of them. Okay? When I met my wife, and she was my girlfriend at the time, and we were just dating, I was proud to show her off to my whole family. I mean, I didn't care if they liked her or not, but I knew that they were going to love her because nobody doesn't like her. And so I was happy and proud about that. And I've had experiences before where, before Christina, my wife, and I was dating someone, or I was trying to date someone, and I would say, hey, you got a boyfriend? I don't know if that's a good question to ask or not. But they'd be like, yeah, or she'd be like, oh, I don't know if my boyfriend would like it, or some things like that are just like, you seem like you feel guilty or bad that you have a boyfriend. Like, they would say, oh, you're cute, or I would, but I have a boyfriend. It's just like, dude, or dudette, you're not really proud of the fact that you have a man in your life. Like, you can't break away like he's got you on a chain or something. So be proud of your lover, express it. When I talk to people, I tell them, yeah, I'm happily married. I'm a happily married man, and I have no problem with talking to people. And from that place, you can give compliments to people and have it be from a platonic place. But you have a sense of pride in yourself and your lover. And if there's things that, that we all have things that we need to work on. And so if you want to encourage your spouse to how to love you better or to demonstrate your love, then you go back to the communication. We speak directly, openly, and honestly. But back to where we're at in our commitment section and doing it with pride. Do it with pride. They'll love you for it. You'll be shouting from the rooftops, I love my man, I love my woman, and they'll get a kick out of it. That's another way to give 100% satisfaction. So do it with pride. And last but not least, in our standards of love, of becoming a relationship champion, is do it for life. commitment is for life. It's something that you forsake all others for. You say yes to her and you say no to all of them. And it's a hard thing to do. It might be part of our nature, but it actually might be more part of our nature. It's part of God's design. So you make this thing for life. So, there's a great story or a little anecdote where there's a pig and there's a chicken. And the chicken says, hey, Mr. Pig, Farmer John's been good to us. Why don't we make him a nice ham and egg breakfast? And the pig says, Mr. Chicken, for you, that's a contribution. But for me, that's quite a commitment. Because the chicken, all she has to do is lay an egg. The pig has to lay his life out. So make a commitment. You never look back. You go forward. And then you have that everlasting covenant with that partner. You'll feel special. You'll meet them, 100% satisfaction, and you'll live, happily ever after. All right, so those are my the three C's to the standards of love for becoming a relationship champion and not a relationship chump. This is Xavier Garcia. Until next time, love and freedom.